Hi guys, today I'm bringing you a different kind of video from what I usually do. Considering what's going on in the world right now and none of us are going anywhere, there's nowhere to go to get ready for. But I still got ready today because I felt like it. I wanted to have a date night at home with my husband later tonight. So it just feels nice to get ready sometimes, even if you aren't going anywhere, just to feel sane, you know what I mean? But a lot of you guys, I'm sure right now, aren't looking up how to do different makeup looks because we're not going anywhere right now. So I wanted to do something along the how-to and lifestyle kind of line, personal care stuff and lifestyle kind of videos for you guys. Let me know if you guys like that idea more, if I would do a little bit more how to do certain personal care stuff or lifestyle kind of videos. You know, I have my famous smoothie recipe that I think is amazing. You know, maybe I can share with you guys how to make that. Bring you more lifestyle kind of videos in this moment for a while anyway. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys like that idea. So today I thought I would do something very useful for you guys. I don't know about you, but I go to a Brazilian waxing place for my Brazilian waxing and then for my arms and all that. But I do laser on my legs. But I had to stop that, you know, when I got pregnant and I'm still breastfeeding, so I've stopped that. So I just shave in the meantime until I can get back to doing my laser when I'm done breastfeeding. But I do wax my arms for now. I think one day I'm gonna also do laser on my arms as well. But I do definitely go to a Brazilian waxing place for Brazilian waxing. It's a very, I don't know if you guys have heard of it, if you guys are familiar with Brazilian waxing. So Brazilian waxing is actually much less painful, or pain-free almost, to me anyway. I mean, depends on your pain tolerance. Like the traditional sugar waxing with strips can be very painful if the wax is not hot enough or not in the right consistency. Trust me, I've been waxing since I was 18 years old and I've really used everything under the sun. I mean, it's a little gross. I can show you guys. It's gotten really gross right now. So I bought like all these contraptions to do sugar waxing. This is one of them. It's really gross right now. And I also bought sugar waxes like this from the store. This contraption, this goes in here. It's a sugar wax that is a roll-on, that has a roll-on. I used that for a while, and I have another one another warmer for the same thing. Like I've invested in this stuff, you guys. I mean, I've made sugar wax at home on the stove, which you can do, by the way. But it's a lot of trouble, it's a lot of hassle, and a lot of the times if you don't get the consistency right, or if it's too hot, if it's cooled down too much, if you mess up even the slightest, it could be very painful and it could be very messy. But later in my life, when I was a little older, I discovered Brazilian waxing and I've never looked back since. So Brazilian wax, if you guys aren't familiar, it's a hard wax. So there's a difference between sugar wax and hard wax. So Brazilian waxing is a hard wax. They come in these little wax beads. They're usually dark blue. They maybe come in other colors too, but usually dark blue. And then you melt the wax and then, it turns into a thick, consistency, thick goo, like paste. And then you spread it on the area you're waxing, and then it turns hard, and then you don't need waxing strips. You just pull that strip and then the hair comes with it. The nice thing about Brazilian wax is, if you guys didn't know, it actually adheres only to your hair. It doesn't actually grab onto your skin. So it just pulls the hair very swiftly instead of pulling on your skin, tugging on your skin too much, which is a great thing because when you pull your skin all the time, your skin ages and you get lines and wrinkles and stuff. Like the skin tends to age a little too fast when you always wax. And for me, I don't know, my complexion is dark, so there's a certain cutoff that they don't do laser in certain areas for people with darker skin. Today I'm going to be using this brand right here. I know I got it off Amazon. So the waxing beads look something like this. Can you guys see? So that's what the beads look like. I like to use these little rings that I bought from Sally's to put on the wax warmer, the little tub like that. So this is actually an empty tub that I got from Sally's, and then you put the wax beads in it and the rim around it, and then you plug it in and the wax starts to melt. So this is, it's hardened again. This is from last time I waxed. You don't need this, but it's really nice. As you can see how it's spilled all over, so it keeps it from dripping on the container and all over the place. Let's get into the demo. I used to do this a lot when I was younger, at home waxing. So I'm gonna today show you how to do a Brazilian wax at home without going to a salon. So I always usually go to the to my waxing salon to get my Brazilian waxes done. But I am a hoarder and I like to have things on hand just in case I need it. And here's the opportunity. And you know, I'm glad I did that. I collected all these items over time and now I'm needing them because I can't go to the salon to get my Brazilian wax. I have all the stuff that I bought over time just in case at hand to do my own Brazilian wax at home. Brazilian wax is very pain-free. It's as pain-free as wax can get. So I thought I would show you today a hard wax, Brazilian hard wax. So this is what I bought. I believe I got this on Amazon. This is I don't know this I don't really know this brand. It's a Serapil blue wax. So you want to be sure to get the blue wax, the hard blue wax like this. It's not easy to find. I remember when I went to buy this on Amazon, there was only like one seller carrying this item. So I got this bag, and I believe I got this brand right here, Gigi. This is the Sally's Beauty brand. They have this brand at Sally's Beauty, and I got this one also. This is again blue wax. They come in these beads, as you can see. I will show you here in a minute when I open these packets. They come in these little beads, and then you heat it up in a wax heater like this one right here. Again, I bought all this stuff at Sally's Beauty. So I'm going to get started by turning my waxer on, and it heats up in literally 30 seconds. So I'm gonna wait for it to heat up a little bit, and then and I also bought this right here. This is a empty wax container, like one that you can refill. It's like a refill carton. So it says right here, refill. So you want to get one of these, take the lid off, put that in there. Actually, before I do that, I also bought these right here. These are just something nice to have. It keeps the wax from dripping. So you put the you put your carton in here. Let me not tear it. There you go. And then you insert it to the wax heater like this. So it just keeps from dripping all around. And oh, I forgot to mention that you want to make sure that you lay something like this down, paper or something down. Wax can get really messy really quick. So you don't want to get it on any of your surfaces. So you want to make sure you got your table or whatever you're doing it on covered. This is like some Trader Joe's paper bags that I cut up to use for this, because you want to use something you can just throw away afterwards. Okay, so the wax container is heating. I can feel the heat. And now I'm going to put the wax beads in there. So as I was saying, this is what the beads look like. So they look like lentils, you know, blue beans. So you want to put a little bit in there. I would put just enough to do, you know, one area of your body, and you don't want to heat up too much wax all at once. Just heat up enough so that it can actually heat up. If you put too little, then it won't really, you know, work well. heat evenly. So just enough to cover the bottom of the heater there. And then these are the other things that you want to have. These I got again from Sally's Beauty. You want these application, I don't know what you call this, sticks, application sticks. And you can stir the wax with it, and then you can also apply the wax on your body with these flat sticks. So I'm going to wait now for the wax to heat and melt. Give it about, I don't know, this is my first time that I'm melting this particular wax. So it could take up to 3 minutes. And make sure to keep like stirring it as it melts. While my wax is heating, let me, go through the items I have on this table. Like I said, you already saw these. These are the rims you put around the wax heater. I'm sorry, the wax container. The container you were melting the wax in, just to keep it from dripping everywhere. And then I got, of course, the waxing beads that I already showed you guys. And then this is really disgusting because it's spilled everywhere. Wax is spilled on it, but you need some kind of aloe gel to apply on your whatever the area you're waxing after the waxing, to cool it down and to keep it from hurting. And then these are just a couple of other options I wanted to show you guys. So this is the Brazilian bikini wax I got from Sally's Beauty right here. And then this one is a Brazilian body hard wax. And this one is Brazilian bikini wax, also I got from Sally's Beauty. But they are a little bit more like sugar wax, like that. I don't like this particular type wax because it actually, even though it says Brazilian, it's not really like Brazilian to me because it's not like the blue. This stuff hurts. So that's why I like to use these blue beads. They just pull just the hair. They don't adhere to the skin. So they just, grab a hold of the hair and pull the hair instead of pulling your skin. And here's the honey wax that I have, again, a sugar wax. So all this I bought from Sally's Beauty, but I prefer the blue wax beads to the other alternative. And then you have these waxing strips. These are mainly used for the sugar honey wax, or the sugar wax I showed you earlier. That's what you use these strips for. For Brazilian wax, you don't need these strips for that kind of waxing, because the wax dries and then that turns into a strip and you pull that. You don't need actual strips. Okay, so the wax is heating now, as you can see. So you want to give it a stir. You see that it's starting to melt. So you want to make sure all the beads are melted before you apply. How do you know when the wax is ready? So you just have to keep stirring it as the beads start to melt. And you want to make sure there are no lumps, big chunky lumps or small lumps, anything left, that it should be like a smooth liquid, very thick liquid. So I still see a couple of small lumps. You want to break them all down, keep stirring, and then when you lift the wax stick, it should drip down like this very easily. It's completely melted now, so it's ready to be used. So I'm going to take my stick, a little bit of the wax on it, and then you want to make sure you cool it a little bit in your hand before you put it on the area you're waxing. Oops. And this is exactly why you want to have something to lay under, because it'll drip everywhere once the wax starts to melt. And you see how hard this wax is? It's starting to like create little wax hairs. See, it's a hard wax. Blow on it one time and you can start trying in a corner, making sure it's not too hot, and then start applying. This is how I like to apply it. You want to start right in a corner and then kind of go diagonally, because that's kind of how your hair is growing. So it's not that hot. You can like almost put it without even blowing on it. It doesn't get too hot. That's the beautiful thing about Brazilian wax. It doesn't get so hot that it's too hot on your skin, but it still melts and forms a thick strip. And you want to make sure that the strip is really nice and thick, because you want to be able to pull it off. So you want to apply a nice thick layer like this. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna pull this strip off first before I go any further. Once it's dry, you don't want to wait too long either. So when it's dry, you can literally touch it and not have it stick to your hand. So it's dried and now it's ready to be pulled. So you want to grab one corner like this and start to lift it up little by little like that. And this is actually fairly pain-free, this particular type of wax. It doesn't, allegedly it doesn't, that's what the salon that I go to tell me, and that's what I read everywhere, that it only grabs the hair, not the skin. So I'm gonna make sure that I lift up all the edges first. There you go, I got a hold of the edges, and then you pull it off. Takes a little getting used to this particular type of wax to really learn how to see. It's just very easy to pull. As you can see, I didn't actually, I'm not kidding, I didn't feel a thing. Okay, I'm gonna start lifting the edges, and then oh, look at how easy that was. And it was pain-free, I didn't feel a thing. See how smooth that looks? Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the other arm now. Make sure that you're not putting too many layers on. It just happened to me with this strip I did before this. I had put too many layers, so you just make sure you don't go over it more than twice. Sometimes it'll break off like that. No need to worry. You just keep pulling it until all of it comes off. I'm glad this happened so you guys can see how to handle it. Just keep pulling it off, lift from the edge, and pull off. It doesn't hurt a little bit, so. I came out to the sunlight. I wanted to show you the arm in the sunlight. You see it's a little red. So I'm going to take that aloe vera gel I showed you earlier, and I'm going to apply a little bit of the aloe vera gel to cool down the area I waxed. So that's nice and cooling. And then after that you can apply some lotion as well. I hope you guys found the how to do a Brazilian wax at home useful. Please let me know in the comments below if you guys like to see more of these type of videos. Everything is closed right now, including the waxing salons, so I thought this would be really helpful to you guys to do at home. You can order all these products on Amazon and do it at home by yourself. So this way you guys know how to do your own waxing at home. Please let me know if this was helpful to you. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will see you guys in my next video.